Good morning, people. I got my coffee. I've been out mowing since early this morning. I wanted to get out there while the yard in the front was in the shade so I could mow before it got real hot. So I've come in. This is my first cup of coffee for today. It's almost 1:30, 1:10, 10 minutes after 1. I haven't had coffee, I haven't had breakfast, I haven't had anything to eat. So I'm gonna fix me some lunch while I drink my coffee. I'm going to start out by using some olive oil. I probably got about 4 tablespoons of olive oil in there. I'm going to proceed to chop up an onion. And this is an onion from the garden. I've been making good use of my onions from the garden. I really should have planted more, but I didn't have anywhere to plant them. I guess I could plant more right now if I wanted to, but I need to use up some of my Egyptian walking onions too, because I've got plenty of them out there. And you don't have to pull them until you get ready to cook them, because they live all year. They're not like these other onions that die off when the onions mature. Let's see, get me another knife here. Go ahead and put that onion in my saucepan. Saute it. I've only got 2 okra out of the garden so far. I had 3, but one of them was too tough. This is a dish that you can most certainly put okra in. Now while I'm doing that too, I'm going to add some, I use pork and venison sausage, kielbasa sausage, because I like it. Get into the package. And I'm just going to slice it into discs. About 1/4 of an inch thick. And I know most of the time you use chicken, but you can use pork or any other type of meat that you like. I've got some pork cutlets right here that I'm going to use. I'm going to put 2 of them in there because they're kind of thinly sliced. And I'm just trimming it up a little bit. There's very little fat on it, but I don't want any fat on my pork. Not in this dish. My other knife here. And I just cut it up into some little strips like that. Now you can most certainly put pork, chicken, sausage, seafood of any kind basically in this dish. I'm going to add salt. Well, no, I think I'm going to add garlic salt. That way I don't have to add regular salt. I'm going to add pepper. And we're basically going to cook that until it's done. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this pork in the refrigerator. I don't like leaving meat and sausage and stuff sitting out. So. I've also got a handful of shrimp that I'm going to devein. And these are kind of large shrimp. They're not real great big ones, but they are a good sized shrimp, about 3 or 4 inches long. And you just cut your shrimp down the back into where the vein is, and it just pulls right out. And if you haven't guessed what I'm making gumbo, y'all. If you have scallops, any of that type of seafood, you can sure put that in your gumbo. I'm only putting shrimp in this one. And I'm going to get a little bit of flour. Because I make my roux right in the same pot that I do in everything else. That's about 3 or 4 tablespoons of flour. Level tablespoons now, not heaping. You can add more flour later if you need to. But I'm just going to cook that little bit of flour right in with my sausage and my onions and my meat until it browns a little. And drink some of my coffee. Oh man, that coffee's so good. And then at this point, I'm going to add my couple of pieces of okra that I had. If I'd have had more, I would have added a few more, but I don't, so. And I got some tomatoes here out of the garden. I worked on these last night. And that's probably equal to about a can of tomatoes. I already had peeled them and cut them up and put them in the refrigerator because I knew I was going to use them for this dish. Now, I got to get another ingredient. Let's see. If you have chicken stock, go ahead and use it. If not, add chicken bouillon. I'm adding about 2 cups of chicken bouillon. And I only put 1 heaping teaspoon of chicken bouillon in this 2 cups of water. I'm going to add a little bit of crushed garlic. That's a teaspoonful. I'm putting in some Mexican oregano. I don't have Italian. So I'm putting in just a little bit of Mexican oregano. I'm putting in some crushed red bell pepper seed. Not many because I don't want it hot. Just a little bit for flavor. I'm going to put in parsley flakes. Basil. Dried basil leaves. Onion powder. And I already put the garlic salt in there. And I've got a little bit of Lola's fine hot sauce. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of that in there just for flavor, because it's not real hot. About a teaspoonful. And that's something you don't have to add to yours if you don't want to. You don't have to add the pepper flakes either. I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to cook it for about an hour on a low heat to like a simmer. And I'm going to cook it for about an hour. And then I'll bring you back. Y'all, I forgot one of my ingredients, and that was some celery. I was going to put a chopped up celery stalk in there. I forgot it. I haven't been out in the garden to get any, but I remembered I had the celery, dried celery that I did the other week. So this is something that the dried celery leaves will come in good for. You'll get the flavor of the celery without having to have the celery itself. So I'm going to put a little bit of the celery in there. Doesn't take much, because you know that was a whole dehydrator full of celery leaves that ended up crushed up and put in this little jar. So that's something you can do with your dried celery leaves. Because your dried celery leaves taste just like the celery. So you're going to get the taste in there. And that has just a little bit more cooking to do with my celery in there, and I'll bring you back. Okay, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes that I've let this cook. I think it's probably cooked long enough. It's started to thicken up a little bit. And now it's time to add my shrimp. I got my shrimp here all deveined and shelled and everything, so I'm just going to drop them in. And you know it don't take shrimp long to cook. Now some people like to leave their gumbo cook for 3 or 4 hours. Now you can do that. But I'm just making a quick gumbo for my lunch and my dinner. Because like I said, I haven't eaten anything today. So this is going to be my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner tonight. Because it's, oh, let's see what time it is right now. It's 3 o'clock, y'all. So we can turn this up a little bit and just get these shrimp cooked. Let's see. It only takes a couple of minutes for the shrimp. Oh, it looks so good and it smells so good, y'all. This might give me enough energy to get out there and mow the rest of the yard later today. It's too hot right now. It's the hottest time of the day. So I'll wait till probably 6:30, 7 o'clock to get out there and finish the other half of the yard. And then another day I'll get out there and weed eat the easement back there where my water meter's at, and I still got my backyard to do too, but it's not that big. Most of it is garden back over here where the silver shed is. So it's not going to take long to mow that either. So I might even get that done this evening. Yeah, we're just going to cook these shrimp. Only takes a couple of minutes. They'll turn a pretty pink, other than being in this tomato sauce. I mean, I hope y'all can see this. It's looking good with the sausage and the pork. And like I said, you know, I just didn't have chicken thawed out, or I would have put some chicken in here too. But you can most certainly put pork, seafood, sausage, basically anything you want to put in your gumbo. But I know the standard is usually chicken. And I've got me a bowl of rice that I'm going to be using. Oh, I can't wait to dig into this, y'all. It looks so good and it smells so good. Oh my goodness, does it smell good. Stir it up and take a look at these shrimp. They're almost done. They're turning pink. And I don't mean just the tomato sauce either. You only need to cook the shrimp about 5 minutes, depending on how big they are. So we'll let them cook a few minutes. But I can't wait to dig in. I'm going to eat me a bowl of gumbo on rice. Then I'm going to lay down and take just rest a little bit, rest my spine, so I can get out there and mow the rest of the yard this evening. I was actually out there mowing this morning, and I felt a couple of big drops hit me, and I said, oh no, it's starting to rain. But you know, as fast as I started feeling the drops and I could see them on the mower, they stopped. So I managed to get half of everything mowed. And since I've got wood chips down in the back, you know, I don't have to mow back there anymore. I mean, I'll eventually have to mow back there unless I put more wood chips or dirt down, but right now I don't. Oh, y'all, this smells so good. Just let it simmer just a couple of, maybe another minute. But I am so ready to dig into this, I can't tell you. Yeah, I didn't even take time this morning to drink a cup of coffee or anything. I just got up, put my clothes on. I actually put the same old clothes on I had wore yesterday, which they weren't that bad, because I knew I was going to get out there and mow first thing, and I just grabbed them because they were there beside the bed. Got out there and mowed, and then I was so wet with perspiration when I stopped mowing half of the yard that I came in and just jumped in the shower, put on something dry and clean. Okay, I think my shrimp are done. I'm going to proceed to just put some of this on my rice. Oh my goodness, look at that. I think I need a bigger bowl. But it's all going to this side. Let me see. Get some of it back over here. I don't want it to run out my bowl. But there you go, shrimp gumbo. Gumbo, y'all. Let's take a taste. Dear Lord, bless this food I'm about to eat, and bless all the YouTubers out there watching, and all my family, everybody. Amen. Oh my goodness. And look at this. I haven't even got half of this gumbo out of here. So I'll be able to cook more rice. Or pasta or something else to eat with this later. Tomorrow. Or maybe before I go to bed tonight. It's so good, y'all. So fix you some gumbo. Just remember, you don't have to go right by a recipe. You can alter your recipe, put what you want to in your gumbo. I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna get mine and fix me something to drink, and I'm gonna go ahead and eat my gumbo, y'all. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Put my hand right in front of the lens. But there's the gumbo, y'all. Don't that look good? Oh my goodness, that's a piece of sausage up there. It looked weird, it was black. But see, there's what I've got left in my pot. And I only actually cooked it after everything was in there for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then I added my shrimp and cooked it for about another 5 minutes. But you can serve it on rice, which is usually the way most people would eat a gumbo. Or you can put it on pasta. So there you go, y'all. Fix you some gumbo. Don't fret about it. Put what you want in there. Y'all have a blessed day. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now.